All right, so this is a quick video on diffusion. It says I can describe diffusion and I can give examples. Diffusion is simply the movement of molecules from a high concentration to a low concentration. Okay, it's going to be due to random movement. Molecules are always in motion. I don't know if you remember this, if you learned this in chemistry, or if you did, if you remember it. But molecules are always in motion. And so the more they move, the more likely they are to bump into, another molecule. When they bump into each other, then they have an equal and opposite reaction. So they bump into each other and then they fly apart. And then they bump into each other and then they fly apart. Well, as that happens over and over again, they're just naturally going to spread out if they have room. So let's say this is a perfume bottle. Wow, that is a really ugly bottle. But anyway, let's say it's a perfume bottle. And we, with the magic of whiteout, open the lid. Okay, so we open it up. And now what you're going to see is this perfume is going to diffuse out of the bottle into the air. And so let's say it's sitting on your desk. You're going to smell it first. Then the people sitting around you are going to smell it next. And the people at the furthest from you are going to smell it last. But it is simply due to the random movement of molecules as they kind of hustle and jostle around in this bottle and randomly bump into each other and fly in different directions. Some of them are going to end up flying out the top, and more of them will, because they're searching for that lower. I shouldn't say they're searching. It's random. But they inadvertently end up in areas of lower concentration. Now, in a membrane, same thing. You've got a high concentration on one side, a low on the other, and you're just going to see these molecules, due to their random movement, some of them are going to happen to move that way, and they're going to bounce over. Because there's a lot of them over here, they're going to be bumping into each other, which is going to cause, let's say this one right here and this one bump into each other. When they bump into each other, it's going to cause this one to have an equal and opposite reaction where it's going to go back this way. So it's going to be floating this way, it hits this guy, and it shoots back the other way. And so that's going to make it cross the membrane. Examples of diffusion in your cells are oxygen and CO2. And those are going to be, they're small and nonpolar, so they're going to be able to move right across your cell membrane from high to low concentration, which is really good, because that is why or how we get the oxygen from our lungs from our bloodstream to our cells, as it gets into the cells by the simple process of diffusion. And then that CO2, which is a waste product, diffuses out of the cells into the bloodstream, which carry it back to your lungs, where it then diffuses into your lungs and then out into the air. So very important process for living creatures. Due to simple random movements, molecules bump into each other and having equal and opposite reactions that causes them to spread out from high to low concentration. So it is passive because it is high to low concentration and it does not require energy.